All right, let's start with a story we carried yesterday. Big confusion over the proposed fees for renewing driver's licenses online and other matters. You may remember we spoke to the Automobile Association yesterday. They said the fee was on top of the cost of the renewal and amounted to a shakedown by the Road Traffic Management Corporation. Well, this morning, the RTMC and the Ministry of Transport rushing to clarify this is not the case, citing unclear wording of the proposal in the Government Gazette as the problem. Let's speak now to Simon Zwane of the RTMC. Mr. Zwane, thank you very much for joining us. So, am I correct? You're saying you're not actually planning to shake down the poor motorist after all?
No, we would never do that. We understand the hardship that people are currently going through. We don't want to add a burden on them. What we are seeking to do is to streamline our services, bring about greater efficiency, and bring convenience to the public when they transact with us and our DLTCs. That is all we are seeking to do. So we are seeking to improve on our online platform. When we introduced this platform, members of the public, some of them made suggestions to say, why are we not also able to pay online so that the time we spend at the DLTC can be reduced? And this is what now we have proposed, that as you make your booking online, you will simultaneously be offered an option to pay the requisite fee, and then that will reduce greatly the amount of time that you spend at the DLTC, because you will then be going to the licensing center to verify that you are the person that you claim to be. So they'll do a fingerprint verification with Home Affairs, which will come back within a minute with your picture and your details, and then they can verify that indeed you are who you are.
Right.
And if you would have gone also for your eye tests, we are in discussions with the Health Professions Council to have the results of those eye tests also loaded online at the optometrist's offices.
All right, so let me just jump in here. I hear what you're saying. So you're trying to streamline the process. So am I right that what you're saying is when you go online, if this proposal is approved, and you pay 250 Rand, that's not just to book your place and then you'll have to pay fees. It actually pays for your license at that point. So it cuts out you having to queue at the cashier when you get to the licensing centre. Am I right?
Exactly. We are simply putting the payment on the line online. It's the same payment that you would have made if you walked straight into a DLTC. But we're saying now we have an option of making the payment online.
So I'm reading the Government Gazette, and it says here, online booking for the renewal of credit card format driving licence. Do you see where the confusion came in?
Yeah, I understand how the confusion could arise from that wording, but the intention is really not to charge anybody for the booking, for making a booking. The intention is that you pay for the production of the license card.
Right. And then I presume the same applies with the 700 Rand, where it says online registration of a motor vehicle by the title holder. That 700 Rand covers everything, I presume.
Yeah, that will apply to vehicle dealerships, fleet owners, and banking institutions. Mm-hmm. So when you buy a car and they register it in your name, they'll also be able to do this online, make the payment online. By the time you leave the dealership, the vehicle is already registered in your name, and you can draw the necessary documents.
All right. So you've acknowledged that the wording is somewhat misleading. Does that mean that you're going to now reword this and then republish in the Government Gazette?
Yeah, we'll look into that. If it really is a big issue and is causing confusion, we think that it's a matter of interpretation. But if it's a big issue, we don't think that we are adverse to correcting the language there. But really, we never intended to add a new charge onto the motorists.
Yeah, the fact that it's somewhat ambiguous
The
though
only other
is
thing that we are
concerning
also
because it might open
introducing-
the way for at some point changing those charges, and I think that's the concern. It needs to be very accurate and very clear, surely, in the Government Gazette as a proposal.
Yeah, the wording can be tightened, but as part of this, Sally, I want to also emphasize that you will have an option to also have your driving license or vehicle disc delivered to the address of your choice. These are part of all the efforts we are putting in to streamline the services that we are bringing to the public.
So tell me something. Would that mean that I wouldn't have to go into the centre at all if I pay my 250 online, if I've got my optician's report, which I can also submit online, and I pay for the delivery of my driving licence, my renewal, which is 99 Rand I see on your list here, does that mean I don't actually have to go into the centre at all?
Now, to renew a driving license card, you still have to present yourself to verify that indeed you are who you say you are. So that is why I spoke
but
to
you wouldn't,
about
I'm with you, but you wouldn't have to go back at a later date to collect it, as one normally does.
Yeah. At the moment, you have to go within 3 days of making the booking just to confirm and make the payment. But now you'll only go once to do the fingerprint verifications, and then if you have opted for the documents to be delivered to you, you don't have to go back to the centre again to collect the document. It will come to you.
So this does represent potential progress. It's a proposal in the Government Gazette. How quickly could this become a reality for people waiting to renew their licences?
Yeah, well, there's a 30-day period for comments. So that 30-day would have to run its course and the comments be considered. We think that by the end of the year or towards the new year, we should be able to have these online services fully functional.
What is that will be very welcome before the next grace period expires. Thank you very much for chatting to us this evening, Simon Zwane, RTMC spokesperson there.